Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. That's father shit right there. I gotta sing that shit every morning to my son just to feel like I accomplished the very first part of my day. Because for whatever reason, it's become some kind of thing where he just starts laughing or he pushes pushing my head away from him because he doesn't want nothing to do with me when we first wake up. He's like, why are you doing this to me? So even as a kid, I can see that he's gonna have a very a grumpy morning persona when we don't let him do the sleep that he wants to do or have the amount of sleep that he wants to have. In a good mood today because I get to go get Vicente. I'm on my way actually right now. I told her that I'd be there at 12 and it is currently 12:02 because I know how it goes. No matter what time I say, I need to give her 15 more minutes than that. So on my way to go get Vicente, and I have good news for me and you and everybody involved between us, because everything that we're going to be doing over the next couple of days is going to be really hectic because I'm going to only be working because I'm only going to be working and not really giving you outside vlogs, like, well, maybe because I close most of those days, but I work the next 7 days until my vacation, so yay. But I do get to, yep, you know it, take a vacation after that. So my vacation is actually already set in stone, and I shouldn't have to modify it or change it in any way, shape, or form. I still do not, and I have not teamed up with my mom on confirming the location of where we're gonna go, but I do know one thing: we are gonna go somewhere and deal with it because we're gonna have a great time. I do want to say that it has been really gloomy, June gloom, I guess. Sorry for my sister because her birthday is in June, but, and anybody else whose birthday is in June, but it hasn't been looking the way that I would expect it to look for it being summer. And that's just the truth of the matter. I've been on a water trip, so I put a bunch of bottled waters, like my whole top shelf of the refrigerator is all bottled waters. So I've been drinking a lot of water. I want to get off of the caffeine. Well, I don't want to get off of the caffeine because I still love my coffee, but I do kind of want to give up soda in general, and that is all soda. Like, anytime that you think about the things that you're doing to grow, and I was reading a post that somebody had posted that I actually have a IG crush on, no lie, but she posted something, and as I was reading that post, the first thing that I could only think is that we're all growing, and the progress of that growth sometimes allows us to be in relationships with other people that are growing. However, you aren't always able to grow with people that are already there. You know what I mean? We talked about this. I talked about this in one of my previous videos, where if you are working consistently towards the same goal, you could be working together. However, when you are piggybacking somebody or waiting for somebody to catch up to you, it is oftentimes seen as difficult to interpret or understand their emotions, reactions, decisions, all of those things that usually end up in fights or disagreements. And I shouldn't say fights because not everybody fights. We talked about that also. Some relationships are able to use conversation to resolve disagreements, and others, like mine with my son's mother, are straight up like business or nothing, because there is no in between, there is no making friends, there's none of that fucking shit. Right now, it's all about the agreement, and whatever it is that I'm doing to help my son, I expect or demand that we both work towards that same goal. That's the same thing that the agreement is there for. But in relationships, there aren't agreements. Marriage is not an agreement. It is the life that you bleed together. It is everything that you are together, and that is something totally separate than what we're talking about. So both instances are the total opposites, but in this circumstance, we're talking about the post that she left today, and today is the 6th of June. And I say that very lightly because every circumstance is different when you're responding to something that you have no idea what the person or people that are going to interpret it are going to feel. But I, in that circumstance, felt like every man grows. And when that growth process is finished and they are ready to really give somebody what they've grown into, unless they are growing with somebody, when they are finished and they are actually able to show and give somebody the complete package, that offering is almost like the ultimate gift, the ultimate success that you could obtain or have, because you have officially said to yourself that you are ready in all ways, shapes, or forms. And that is the kind of thing that, from a father's perspective, is the one thing that you would want to see your son or daughter be able to obtain. But from both perspectives, right? Because at the end of the day, you might not want your daughter to date, but when she does, you want it to be with somebody who is of that stature. So I thought of that, and I was gonna post it, but then I thought of it, and I just thought to myself that this is probably something that a lot of my viewers can relate to, is that when you're in a relationship and it's not working out because of, let's just say, you aren't committed, you are inconsistent, you are being pulled in different directions. There's a lot of different factors, right? But you still want to display and show how much appreciation and love you have for somebody. You give them and delegate everything that you can to them, and you put up everything, absolutely every bit of energy that you can, but it's just still not lining up and working out the way that you want it to. It's okay. It might not mean that you're not meant to be, but in my viewpoint, from my viewpoint, the growth to when you actually obtain that and you're actually able to be there, maybe it just wasn't in that moment. Maybe that moment will come again, and when you see me again, maybe that moment will show you the growth from this point to this point. Mind blown. Let's go get Vicente.
So the little, oh yeah, I know what you mean.